Hi everyone, it's Natalie here. I came on tonight to do a quick little Kipper reading to share with everyone. We might pull out some Sibylla cards, although I'm not as confident with the Sibylla, but I'm getting there. It's getting better. It's getting better all the time. And possibly the Lenormand. We'll just see how it goes. I'm going to kind of go with the flow here, but I'll show you kind of how I read for like major events. I did several readings just on my own that I really only just shared with my mom about the presidential election and some of the aftermath and stuff. And I was shocked at how accurate the Kipper was. So I also had it comes from a viewer request. I had a viewer request recently for me to show or demonstrate how I work with Kipper. And since Congress is getting ready to count the electoral college votes tomorrow, and there's still questions up in the air around what may or may not happen with that. Oh, Lord. Sorry, text message time. My mother tends to text me when I'm trying to record. Either that or Tom will try to come in and have a conversation, one or the other, or the dog, or you never know. At any rate, let's go ahead and flip the camera around and we'll play with some Kipper. Okay, so I've already shuffled my deck 9 times. I'm going to just shuffle like right around 3 times for as I ask the question. The question is, what can we expect from Republican members of Congress tomorrow as they meet to count electoral college votes? Interesting. Okay, so the easiest way to explain this, and I'm known for being overly verbose and complex, and Kipper is not. It's way more straightforward than I am sometimes. His thoughts are in the past, so these thoughts are influencing the present moment as she is looking towards the future, which includes a major commitment. In this case, we could say, since we're talking about Congress, that marriage is representing Congress. So I think, this is really not all that difficult or complex. What we're looking at here is simply that female members of Congress are going to find that their decisions tomorrow regarding this major commitment have been heavily influenced by past, by things that are being said. So they're going to be perhaps, what this wants to point out is that they're even more influenced by their past than the male members of Congress, or this is weighing more heavily towards the present moment, which is then influencing the future. But it's not, nothing here is surprising. This is exactly what we would expect. If it seems obvious and really is that all? Is that it? It's probably about right. It's probably about right, especially because we're only working with 3 cards. Another thing to point out that's of great interest is, when we're reading with Kipper, we're looking at harmonious things, right, between people, as well as uncomfortable aspects between people. So when we look at this woman, her back is towards this man, but the man, if you look at him, is kind of looming over. He's standing, she's sitting. So part of what I'm reading here is the body language, right? The fact that he's standing and his thoughts are looming over this seated woman who's also being kind of leaning forward a little bit, leaning her arm onto that table. When you compare that to, the marriage card, the marriage, it's a contract, but if you're just looking simply at body language, these 2 people are facing each other, things are harmonious. This is not harmonious. He's influencing what she's doing right now, right? His thoughts are looming over and influencing what she is thinking and doing and the way she participates in making decisions around the marriage. So, the second question is, what can we expect from President Trump tomorrow as Congress meets to count the electoral college votes? So I'm going to shuffle, and then we'll come back after I pulled cards. So what's important to note in this one is that we don't have a person card here specifically. The sad news, which is how this one translates, that it shows a person. It demonstrates a person's response and body language, but it's not really a person card. None of these three are. It's more of a situation reading. So the situation is what's being focused here in the middle. The middle is a business contract. In this case, it says marriage, but it essentially is focusing on major business, very significant commitment that is like a marriage for us all in its own way. Essentially, what we're getting here is that this is describing, you see how when I say a sentence, it's like a sentence. This marriage is being modified by a major investment. Right? There's been a huge investment. This is the lot of money card. The money or that investment is what's gone into this marriage. So the sad news has that much more weight, right? There's been so much placed into this marriage or into this contract, into this decision, into this whole thing, that the outcome of sad news is something we can expect to be really, really, really sad. So how will Donald Trump feel tomorrow? Donald Trump tomorrow, what can we expect from him? We can expect, extreme sadness, extreme distress, etc. It's unfortunate that the cards don't want to give us greater detail beyond that, but this is essentially what they're saying. That's the situation they're describing. Okay, this next one is where it gets really interesting. So, I asked here we go. I asked a third question, which is, what can we expect from Trump's supporters gathered at the Capitol tomorrow? And in order, we have the military person, which is a character card, the thievery, okay, which I don't think I wrote it on there. I didn't. It's Diebstahl, but you can't mistake that. That's a thief. And I'm laughing through the tears here. And then we have expectation. So remember what I said about body language. So the military person is being influenced by a bunch of past things, none of which are particularly good, and maybe things about which he or they is not aware of. That was terrible English. I don't like this. I don't like the way this looks. If what we're expecting from Trump supporters, it looks to me like, based on what we're seeing here, and I did actually pull out, Alexandra Musruk's Kipper book, because I thought, oh crap, I've never seen anything quite line up like this before. This is a much juicier one than the other ones. What stumped me was expectation. So I looked up expectation with the thievery, and it gives us unexpected problem. Unexpected problem, money loss, or a fraudulent middle-aged woman. Essentially, we're looking at I think what we may be looking at here, I'm just going to make a judgment call on this. When we're looking at these two together, we're looking at a potentially corrupted officer, or, a military person or officer who has been corrupted, or who may be caused to do, corrupt things. This would be unexpected corrupt things, or unexpected, not necessarily good things. This one kind of spooks me a little bit. I'm hoping that we're going to see how this plays out. This would be like potential clashes between, say, groups like the Proud Boys and, the military, or, the folks that are basically like a military person, who are called in, to manage crowds. I don't feel like this is necessarily giving us a military coup, but, I really hope not. That's not what it is. It may simply be that some unexpected things happen tomorrow with regards to crowd control. It may also mean that we get like a faction of former military people who have been corrupted and do some unexpected things with regards to the protesting tomorrow. It could also simply be like officers, that the people called in to manage crowd controls pull some unexpected stunts. I'm not sure if they're going to be unexpected to, those of us who, who knows whose side we're looking at here. Yeah. I don't know if it's unexpected things that, poorly affect groups that are pro-Trump supporters, or if it's pro-Trump supporters doing things that poorly affect the rest of us with regards to clashes with police. But any way you look at it, this particular one, gives me cause to kind of go, oh, something else is going on here. I think that what we're predicting and what we're looking at with regards to the other card pulls is pretty there's no surprises really with those. This one gives me some pause. So obviously there will have to be an update once we do see how things play out tomorrow. And we'll just have to see what happens. But this will tell us a great deal. So this, again, I'm reaching that conclusion because we have the military person. So this would be our face card. The thievery, this is describing a situation, right? This is like, if this is our noun, this is the adjective, okay? And then this would be a further adjective that are both describing, influences and things happening. Okay. So, yeah. That's it. So, I'll be probably back tomorrow at some point to go back through these and offer any further, insights or corrections, or boy, I got that way wrong. It's a learning process. But it's a really fun one, usually. Obviously, I've been applying it to things that are not always so fun, but I have found that they've been eerily accurate. So we'll find out. All right, everybody. That's it from me tonight, and I will see you all sometime tomorrow. Bye.